Hello students, welcome to Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Open University classes. Today we are going to discuss very essential and critical concept, planning and control of production systems, project production, which is more important topic in the area of operations management. The project management is a very critical word which come across in our day-to-day life, and where as a MBA students we need to be understand the project production concept very carefully, because in the industries where the activities are unique and activities are very large and complex, and we need to be analyzed and understood this concept of project production elaborately to understand the business operations of day-to-day activities. And understanding this topic is very critical in everybody's life, especially in the industries we must work. So we need to have a careful analysis and understanding of this project production to run our business successfully. So this project production, before going to understand, we need to understand what is production system. Production system means where we are going to be convert the product resources such as men, machine, material into products and goods and services. So in the conversion process, we are going to convert this raw material into goods and services. So here we are going to be categorize this production system into three types: job shop production, batch production and mass production. In the job shop production, we are going to be producing the products like customized products and one-time products, for example, a tailor-made dress. So such kind of production units comes under the job shop production. And whereas batch production, here we are going to be provide the production system a little bit customized, means we are going to be produce the products in batch wise and group wise as per the customer expected. So here we are going to take an example of like a bulk drug industry is going to be produce some medicines in the batch wise production. And mass production, mass production is nothing but where highly standardized products we are going to be produced, like automobile production system, where we are going to be produce the automobile products in highly customized as per the standards specified by the industry. But where we are going to be focused in today's class is project production. Project production is having a special characteristics of uniqueness, complexity and one-timeness. So these are the three unique characteristics of the project production. So here this one-time and non-repetitive items, non-repetitive activities are going to be comes under the project systems. So we need to be understand these project systems very carefully for any kind of success in our business activities. So for example of project production, like a construction of a building, shipbuilding, software development, or conducting a big event like university convocation program or university annual program. These all are one time programs and which are different from one product to the another product. So if suppose a convocation may be happened every year in the university, but this year convocation program is different from the next year convocation program due to the time changes, people changes, skill changes and everything. So the project is having a characteristics of the uniqueness and complex, and we need to require a different kind of equipments and a different kind of skill set of the people. So construction of a bridge or construction of a shipbuilding or a software development and whatever you take, you need to be understand the activities undertaken by that particular project in detail, then only we can proceed further. So each project is having a unique scope to work, each project is having certain boundaries, each project is having some specific characteristics. So as a project manager in the future, we need to be analyze all these activities very critically, carefully, and then after we need to be execute very diligently. So before going to understand this project production, let us understand what are the key characteristics of the project production system. The first one is already I told you people that uniqueness. So the project is one time activity, non-repetitive activity, so it is having the characteristics of unique its nature. So one time we are produced an product means this is only one piece of activity, one piece of product, and never again we produce this kind of product. So that is the uniqueness of the product, uniqueness of the project activity. And the project is having highly complexity. So the activities undertaken each and every project we do not know. Why? Because it is a new project, it is a new product. What are the activities are going to be come across in execution of this project, we do not know. So the project is a complexity in nature, and every project is having one defined timeline. Means every project need to be complete within a specific period of time. For example, I am delivering a lecture to you people on this project production, and it need to be completed within 30 minutes period of time. So this is the timeline. So a defined timeline is there for every project to complete, and resources intensive. Why? Because what are the resources required to complete this project are different to complete another project. There is a skilled labor required, material is different, material may be used for each and every project, and equipment is also, whatever the equipment required for X project is different from Y project. So the resources are intensive, and there is a uncertainty and risk. The another important characteristics of the project production is risk. Why? Because it is a new one, it is a new path. You do not know what is the destination and what is going to be happen, what is the result, you do not know. So you are ready to face the risk and why the uncertainty. So whether the project is going to be become successful or not. Why? Because prior experience is not there and prior results we do not have. That is the reason there is a risk and uncertainty is involved in this particular project production. To avoid this kind of risk and uncertainty, to mitigate this particular risk, we need to be plan this project very carefully. So we need to understand what is the planning process of this particular project production. So in the planning process, the first step is we need to be identify the project definition and scope. So what is the definition of the project and what extent we can able to do this particular project, we need to be understand. Means what are the deliverables, what are the objectives, what are the constraints, and what are the boundaries of the project also we need to be defined very carefully. Once we have defined these objectives, deliverables, constraints and challenges, we can take into the next step. Means after identifying, after understanding the objectives and deliverables and activities, we need to be divide this particular complete project into small pieces with the help of the breakdown structure concept. So a complete project may be divided into small pieces. Why? Because to assign a job, to fix a time frame line to smaller activity is very easy instead of giving a and working as a big task or complete project. So it is very easy to plan the small activity and it is very easy to assign and very easy to complete that particular small task. So that is the reason in the second stage we need to be break down this particular a whole project into small breakdown, small different activities. Once the small activity is divided, then for each and every activity, what is the starting time and what is the ending time, and you need to be fix the timelining. You need to be estimate the times and you need to be fix that. How you are going to be estimate the time for each and activity means here we need to be take the opinion of the experts, and as per the opinion of the experts we need to be fixed for each and every activity how much time it is going to be take. And once the activity timings are fixed, then you need to be arrange the sequencing order of the activities. What activity we need to be first and what activity should be follows to this activity and what activity should become last. Means the logical sequencing order of the activities need to be comes in the fourth stage. And once we are prepared the logical sequence ordering of the tasks, then we are going to be schedule the activities. Scheduling the activities nothing but we are going to be fix the start and end dates and start and end timings for each and every activity. So while scheduling here we are going to be take the help of the two techniques. They are called PERT and CPM. PERT means Program Evaluation Review Technique. CPM means Critical Path Method. So, the PERT technique is going to be used when the project time is uncertain. You do not know how much time the project is going to take, then we are going to take the help of the PERT technique to schedule the activities. The CPM is going to be conducted when the time is known, when the time is deterministic. So, we are going to be schedule the activities with the help of these PERT and CPM techniques. Once we have done the scheduling of activities, then we are going to be move into the next stage of resource allocation. Then for each and every activity we need a skilled labor, equipment and all other resources. Those resources, whatever the resources available with us, we need to be allocate very carefully to each and every activity to complete successfully. So, we are going to be plan our project production in these 7 or 8 phases, but planning is not only important for making our project success. Then what else is required means control follows the planning. We need to be control the activity, we need to be control this particular project. Controlling means monitoring of the project. How we are going to be monitor means we need to be monitor the progress of the project, what is happening every moment at each and every stage, what is the progress of work. Once we are going to be monitor these particular activities, we are going to be understand what is the time frames we are set for each and every activity, or we are able to complete that particular activity within given the time frame and within the given the budget and within the quality standards are being maintained by the people or not. So, to achieve the quality product, to complete a project successfully in the given time frame, we need to be monitor our project time to time. So, in the monitoring progress, we are going to be work against the project activities, what is the original plan and what is the actual situation in the project. So, if suppose any deviations are occurred, if any deviations are occurred, we are going to be take any corrective steps. So, while you are monitoring the project, we are going to be measure the performance of the activities. What is the performance of the activity? Means how you are going to be measure the performance of the each and every activity, means here we are going to be measure cost performance index and schedule performance index. With these two indexes, we are going to be measure the performance of the activities going to be taken place in our project work. And also we can do a variance analysis. Variance analysis nothing but identifying the deviations in cost, time and scope from the original project. So, is there any variation in time frame? Is there any variation in the budget? Is there any variation in the project also? Why? Because sometimes what happens means the customer may be demand changes in the middle of the project also. So, because of this reason the project scope may be get changed. So, what is the impact of this variance on the complete project? We need to be analyzed very carefully, and according to these deviations what we are identified due to the variance analysis, we are going to take the corrective actions. We need to take corrective actions to complete this project successfully. So, wherever the time frame is exceeding and how we are going to be do work fast, and wherever the budget is exceeding, how we are going to be reduce the budget, and what are the possible corrective actions are available with us and we are going to be execute in our project. And after taking the corrective actions, we need to be report this information to our higher officials time to time to get suggestions. Why? Because these structured reports are going to be helps us to complete this particular project in a successful way within a given time frame period, within a given budget, and within we are going to be providing a quality standards without any deviation with the quality of the project. So, here I told you people that the PERT and CPM is going to be used to monitor, to schedule the activities. So, the PERT and CPM are the two important techniques in our project production. The PERT is Program Evaluation Review Technique, where this PERT technique is going to be used where the time frame is uncertain. There is a uncertainty in activity durations, and this PERT is going to be helps us in estimating the possible time to complete that particular activity. So, how we are going to be estimate that possible required time to complete the activity means, here we are going to be take the pessimistic time, optimistic time and most likely time. With the help of these three timings and by applying a formula, we are going to be get the most possible time required to complete that particular project. And CPM is the another technique, critical path method. This critical path method is going to be identify the minimum shortest period of time to complete the project we are going to be estimate. So, the time frame, what is the minimum time is required to complete the project without deviating the quality, without deviating the time frame, we are going to be get by applying this particular critical path method. So, these both techniques are going to be help the managers to plan the schedules very accurately and to complete the project within the given time frame. And while executing this particular project, why? Because the project in nature is unique and this is a new project. So, in the execution of this project, we may be receive so many challenges, we may be come across so many challenges, different challenges. What are the challenges? Basically, the first one is time overruns, and we do not know what is the activity, how much time it is required, how much budget is required and what kind of skill set people required to complete that particular project. So, we may be expect to complete within 3 days, but due to the so many reasons it may be exceeds 5 days, then the complete project is going to be exceeds 2 days more. So, to avoid how to manage this particular time frame is very important. This is one of the most important challenge as a project manager you need to be understand while executing this particular project production. And in the similar manner, cost overruns. Why? Because this is very important for the organization. Why? Because our organization main objective is to provide the customer satisfaction within given period of time by earning expected profits also. So, the cost need not to be increased, cost should not be increased. Why? Because once cost is increased, that is having a impact on our profits of the organization. So, how to work, how to complete the project within the given budget, and that you need to be understand. The unexpected challenges also you need to be understand. Why? Because sometimes the labor shortage may be takes place, sometimes the material may not be available. So, due to these two reasons or other reasons also, the cost may be overrun of the project and we need to be understand. And resource allocation is another challenge in the project. Why? Because our resources are very limited, but the expectations are more, and available resources we need to be allocate, we need to be carefully allocate to the each and every activity. For example, if you take any school, how many teachers are there, how many different subjects are there, how many different classes are there. This available resources only we need to be allocate different school classes, different subjects to give a better education. So, allocation of the resources is also a great challenge task for a project production system. And risk management, always there is a risk in the business. Why? Because unexpected challenges may be occurs. For example, natural disasters we do not expect it. For example, in the recent past we have been experienced yesterday only in the Himachal Pradesh, there is a rain cloud burst taken place and almost all roads blocked. So, our journey may be delayed. If suppose we want to get any material from that particular place to our production plant, automatically our time will be delayed, our project will be delayed. So, these kind of the natural disasters and any political changes, if suppose the political stability is very important to complete our project. For a recent past we have seen the political revolution in Nepal also. So, in that particular unstable environment we may not complete our project within the time period. and political changes, natural disasters and any technical failures. So, all the times we may be depend on technology also, but sometimes the technical failures may also delays the project. So, these all are the different challenges may be come across in executing of the project management. For that we need to be use some of the best practices like clearly defining our objectives, clearly planning our project, clearly executing our project, and here we need to be detailed report about the project work and breaking the complete project into the small activities, and for each and every small activity we need to be planned very carefully, and we need to be use the realistic times to complete this particular smaller activities. Here we need to be understand very carefully the realistic time. How we are going to be understand this particular realistic time means we need to be take the judgment from the expert opinion. So, what is the given task, and earlier the similar kind of task may be performed by the people and how much time they have taken and how much time is required to complete this particular task also we need to be understand. So, here we need to prepare a risk management plan also. Always the project is a unique its nature, that is the reason the risk is associated with this particular project. So, if suppose any kind of challenge may be occurs and how to mitigate this particular risk, we need to have to prepare an alternative plan to mitigate this particular risk. And another thing is to face this particular challenge in this particular production system, we need to have a strong leadership. Strong leadership is always helps to complete the project within the time frame without deviating our budget and with expected quality standards. So, what is the strong leadership? Leadership is nothing but the leader who is going to be push our project, who is going to be support our project, maybe leads to the project completion within a time frame, within a given budget. And why? Because why leadership is strong required means the strong leadership is going to be coordinate the different teams, different organizations, different people. Why? Because in a project we need to be work with the different people, we need to be work with the different teams, and we need to be work with the different vendors. So, a highest coordination is required between all these kind of different people. So, a strong positive leadership is required to ensure the successful completion of the project within a given time frame. So, the project is we have explained theoretically, conceptually, but to understand much better we need to be discuss the real world example. What is a project? For example, you take Hyderabad metro project, and more than this Delhi metro rail project is by nature, the Delhi metro rail project is very complex. Very complex. Why? Because here the Delhi metro rail project is involved construction of the metro lines across Delhi. The Delhi metro rail project is involved to construction of the metro rail stations across the Delhi with complex tasks like land acquisition, civil construction, signaling systems and public safety. While applying and executing this particular Delhi metro rail project, we need to be understand very carefully about these four things: public safety, signaling system, civil construction and land acquisition. These are the different challenging tasks to complete this project. How much time the land acquisition will take place, nobody knows. How much time the civil construction takes place, we don't know. To understand the project production, we need to explain the real world examples. For this, we may be take an example of Hyderabad metro project, Delhi metro project. But Delhi metro project is a very good example for this project production. Why? Because Delhi metro project is complex in its nature. Here we may have a lot of challenges. We need to have a land acquisition, we need to provide good signaling systems, and we need to have a civil constructions, and at the same time we need to take care of the public safety. So, by providing all these 4 different activities without any difficulties, we have completed the Delhi Metro Rail project successfully. So, here somehow they have managed the multiple contractors, different stations may be given to the different multiple people for civil construction. So, a high coordination is required between the different contractors to complete the whole Delhi Metro Rail project within the given time period of time. And for this we have applied the critical path method and PERT techniques to schedule the activities and how much time each and every activity is going to be takes place, and accordingly we have monitored, and we have faced challenges like coordination across the departments and technical glitches and regulatory hurdles also. Why? Because it is a public project and we need to get so many approvals from the different organizations, different public bodies. So, getting the permission from the different bodies is also a difficult task, and also motivating and coordinating the different multiple contractors to construct the different multiple stations at the same time, and providing technology to give a right signaling system is also one of the challenging tasks, but we have successfully completed this Delhi Metro Rail project by avoiding and by facing all these kind of challenges, and that is the one of the finest example to understand the project production. And we can summarize this particular project production topic by saying this: project production is unique its nature. Project production is unique its nature. Project production is one time activity, non-repetitive activity, and it is required a specialized planning and specialized monitoring systems. Why? Because it is a one time non-repetitive activity. So, it is very different from other production systems, like we explained in the starting of the session: mass production, job shop production, batch production. Whereas in all other systems we are going to be produce the customized repetitive products, but whereas in our project production we are producing non-repetitive one time productions with expected quality. So, effective planning is required, careful resource allocation is required, continuous monitoring is required, and strong leadership is also required for successful completion of this project. As MBA students, you all are the future managers from our country. So, you need to be understand this project production system theoretically and practically. Why? Because when you are going to become a manager in the business, any business organization, once you have a thorough understanding about this project organization or the project production, you can execute the projects with the help of this knowledge of this particular project production system. And we should not forget one thing is that the project production is unique, non-repetitive and one time activity. When you are going to be join in any business organization, we need to be understand this project production systems, and with differences with the mass production, job shop production and batch production also. Whereas in the batch production we are going to be produce the products in batch wise, group wise. For example, you take the bulk drug industry where medicines for each and every batch they are having a special composition, and each batch composition maybe varies with the other batch composition. Whereas in the job shop production we are going to be produce a tailor made products customized products, but whereas in the mass production we are going to be produce more standardized products. More standardization means once the standards are fixed, once the standards are set by the organization, we cannot change. That is a rigid system. But whereas a project production is completely different from these three systems, it is a unique in nature and non-repetitive production system and one-time production, one-time activity. So we need to be plan carefully, we need to be monitor carefully, we need to be understand carefully, and we need to be work and act very diligently in executing this particular project production. Then only we can able to complete this project successfully within the given time period and within given time budget and without deviating the expected quality levels. And this is about project production systems. Thank you.